that you see, that you feel, that you know.
I just see galaxies. I see a galaxy, like a whirlwind. Oh, not a whirlwind.
Moving like a moving circle of stars? No? Like,
Like, like a torn, like a torn, like a, like how the water goes down the drain in a tub
mm-hmm.
and all around. Like I came to the bottom of there. Like all around there were, yeah, there were stars, but it was a lot of stars, like a lot of galaxies twirling around. And I came to the end of them.
Wonderful. So do you see stars in this swirl?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Or is it a swirl of colors?
It was, but I came to the end of it and it was dark.
Mm. So first you saw kind of like a galaxy and then it went dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay. And where are you now?
In the dark.
The dark. Okay. So I want you to tell me, now that you're in the dark, do you feel like you can move in that space?
I can swim.
You can swim. Wonderful. So that means that you feel like you have a body there?
Mm. No, I feel like I'm part of the water. I'm part
Like you're
of everything. Mm. I'm not separate.
okay. So you're part of everything, part of the all. And how does that feel?
Peaceful.
Wonderful. And as you're part of the all and you're part of everything, what does your subconscious want to show you from being part of the all? What pictures come to you? What feelings come to you? Why are you here in the space of being the all? What is your awareness a part of? Feel it with all your senses.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like in that vortex where all is everything. And I'm looking at it from the outside and I'm seeing it all. I'm seeing the light, but I'm surrounding it. And
Mhm.
it's weird.
So, could we say that you are an observer?
Yes, I'm observing for sure.
Wonderful. Okay. And as you're observing this beautiful, beautiful view, Does it feel that that information that you're observing is being used for a purpose?
Yes.
What is it being used for?
To know what to do, to know where to go.
Okay.
There's lots of information. It's like what I'm watching is information. It's like maybe there's a lot. There's just a lot. There's lots, but I can't pinpoint anything other than like this vortex, and it all works together. Everything works together. Everything is touched by something else, and everything has a purpose to help something else. But there's no I don't see like it's like a vortex. It's like a vortex of these lights, but within each of the lights is so much more than anything I could imagine. But yeah, that just, it all works together.
It all works together. Beautiful. And as you gather the information that you need to gather from this, what happens next?
Now I feel like I'm in a ship and I'm observing from a ship. I don't feel like, I felt like I was in the water, like part of the water surrounding the ship or surrounding the information. And now I feel like I'm in a ship, like I'm in, there's lots of ships. There's lots of ships observing this vortex. And now I can do something with what I'm seeing.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So tell me this place that you're in. Describe it for me.
It's I feel like I'm looking out like a round window. And
Okay.
there's lots of other ships too that are the same. And some that are different. I'm not alone. There's other people.
Okay.
There's lots of electronics maybe around me
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know what they
Okay.
are.
Mm-hmm. So what else is on the ship? What's around you? Is there furniture?
There's chairs. There seems to be a couple chairs. And like a panel. I see like
Mm-hmm.
a panel.
Okay.
And looking out the window, it's like we're looking at it's like a vortex of light now. Like, but there everything is separate but together. And I have a job to figure it out. I don't know, to figure something out. I have a job to make sense of it, something.
Of what you're watching? Make sense of
Mm-hmm.
what you're watching?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you're watching this that's happening, this event, you said there's others around you.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
Watching.
Also watching?
It seems like that's what I see right now is others are watching. There's ships around watching. Everybody's watching to see what happens.
So as you are watching them watch what's happening, what do they look like? Do they look humanoid or different?
Probably the shape, but different. They seem to be like they were clothes. I see clothes. I see like uniforms, but they're not. It's more like something I'd see in a picture, like an alien, but not
Okay.
like a not like a big head, dark eyes, like more almost human, but kind of gray skin, like kind of and like
Okay.
a flatter nose, um,
Mm-hmm.
and no hair. There's no hair.
What color is their skin?
Kind of grayish, bluish. Um,
Okay.
very smooth.
And what color is the uniform?
Gray, grayish blue. It's almost the same color as her skin.
Mm. Does it have any type of symbols on it?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. There's like I see like black tips on places of the uniform, like on I'd say like the collar maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or like a zipper, like a pocket. I don't really see any symbols.
Okay. All right. And now I want you to be aware of your own body then. Now I want you to move your arms in front of you and look at your hands. What do they look like?
They're um they're gray. They're gray, very smooth.
Okay.
I
How
don't
many
see finger
fingers?
I don't see fingernails. How many fingers? My clothes go to my hands, like they cover my ankles. I mean, my wrists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. I see four. I think it's four fingers.
Okay.
Five. I don't. I feel like it's four.
So do you look like the others then? Do
Yeah.
you look just like them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay. Do you feel male or female?
I feel male.
Okay. Older, younger?
Like really old. And I don't. I said male, and it didn't feel right. And female doesn't feel right. It feels like both.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. And as you're standing there with the rest of the people, are you able to communicate with them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like a knowing.
Mm. Okay. All right. So if you can communicate with them, can you ask them who you are and what you are doing there?
My body just got really hot.
Mhm.
I I felt we were counseled to um watch and direct, watch and help. But there's like a lot of not it's like we're a part of a bigger ship, like a part of a bigger union, and there are much of almost like the worker bees that we direct to do the work. So
Mm-hmm.
we're much more above a lot of the other ones. There's lots of different ships, there's lots of different things happening that are fulfilling the things that we want done.
Mm-hmm.
So we're much that's why we watch. We don't go in and do, we watch and then direct others to do.
Okay.
And part of me um, wants to not even say that because I feel like maybe it's just something I've seen before. But no, that's where, yeah.
Okay. And so when you are directing others to do things, what is it that you're directing them to do?
The missions. Um, the missions
Mm-hmm.
to
And so,
protect.
uh-huh, their
It,
missions to protect.
yeah, and it seems like those things that they do, everything from where I'm at is like such a higher perspective, and everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So those little teeny tiny details are really hard for me to see
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I'd have to get out a microscope to see those details because um too big to
Mm-hmm.
see them. So it's like I feel almost like it's this this funnel of light. It like goes into this it's like this vortex and it gets smaller. It's like really big and it goes down and it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so there's like almost like this ship is like this ring around the top of this vortex, and that's the perspective that I'm at. And then there's other ships that get smaller and smaller and smaller that go down to like the smaller parts of the vortex. And so I'm at like the top of the ladder, and then it goes down. So I have to tell um the people the I have to instruct to fulfill this bigger purpose, but the way those that gets done is left up to the people or the ones that are in charge of that can relay that information to the smaller ones. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you're guiding others, do you do so by yourself or do you do so with others making decisions together as a group?
Collectively. Yes,
Okay.
collectively. We all see, and then we all know in our no, we all know in our minds, and we we translate that to the next rung of the ladder, and then it continues like that.
Okay. And when you are directing others, do you have to provide what you're doing to someone else, or are you the highest of the levels?
No, there's more. There's bigger than me.
So
But
who do you? Mhm.
it's for this vortex, I'm on the top. I'm on the top.
Okay.
But there's beyond this vortex. There's more beyond this vortex. This is just, there's many. But this is maybe a dimension. I don't know. But this vortex, it's a vortex. It's a vortex.
Okay. Wonderful. So, and in this vortex, what what is inside this vortex? What resides in there that needs to be managed and directed?
The universe. The universe. Like everything.
Mm, okay. Everything. The universe. Beautiful. And so, what happens inside that universe?
Well, it's expanding. It's growing. It's developing. It's going from small to big. It's continuously growing.
Mm, okay. And as it grows, does it do it organically or is it helped by something?
It's held by all those that surround it. So there are many, many forces that surround it, but it is still contained in this vortex. So it does grow organically, but with the help of all these beings that surround it, it's like the gardeners that water the garden.
Mm.
We
And
take
what
care of
was, who created this universe?
God
God. And why did he create it? What was the purpose of creating that universe?
because he loves to see it grow.
Mm.
And
Okay. So who decides what goes into the universe? What creatures, how it works, and all the rules within it?
the gardeners, the people, the ones that surround it. So it starts again. It starts, the ones that surround it get to make those decisions or come up with ideas. And we provide an overall picture, and the details can go on to others. Like there's ones that are starting out that are in the little details, and as they grow and progress, they get to do different things, they get to develop different things, they get to create different things, and then as they grow from that level, they move on to the next level, and each level plays a different part, a different role. So I started at the bottom row, started at there down there, and I have gone through all the levels to the level I'm at now.
Hmm. Okay. And is this universe that we're watching the universe that contains planet Earth? Or is it a different universe?
I feel like Earth is in there. Yes.
Wonderful. So what's happening with this universe? Um, is it so the universe is growing and what's happening within the different microcosms inside that universe. So, for example, the different planets or the different beings that are in this universe. What is the direction for these beings that are there?
To continue to grow, and it feels like Earth is is still in one of the lower parts.
Okay.
So while it's there and it's all matters, it's not in the top. It's like a spiral. Like it's like it wants to evolve too. It wants to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it wants to grow, but it still seems really far in the smaller parts from where I'm looking.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm looking, it just it's nothing like I've ever seen. And I can't even, it just seems like a funnel. It seems like there's so many levels. It's just lots of levels. And where I'm at, we are all part, it's almost like an ocean. No, it's like an ocean, but it's not an ocean that kind of holds it all in, but that we're all a part of. It's so big. It's just so big. I don't know how to describe it. It's beautiful. And it's so important. I feel like it's so important
Mm-hmm.
to do it right, but not there's a big I don't even know. Yeah, Earth is in there, but Earth is still Earth needs to evolve. Earth is in a lower level and it wants to go to a higher level. And the it's time for it to grow. It's time for it to go up.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's in the darkness. It feels like in the lower parts, it's where it's darkest. The lightest is in the top. And that's kind of where I am, is in that top section. In that darkness, there's so much darkness in those lower levels. And it's so dense. It's so confined and crowded. And it needs to come up to be more free and um, to be more free and to have more
And are you okay? And are you able to? Are you sending anybody on a mission there to help with that?
it's surrounded. It's completely surrounded. That whole level is completely surrounded.
Surrounded by
But
what?
it's not so the vortex doesn't even we're not in the vortex, we're outside the vortex. And in the vortex is where you will see beings and you will see things. We're outside the vortex, that we're not in those systems. We're not in that atmosphere, or we're outside, able to look in. We're totally outside of it. There's a whole vortex is surrounded all the way up by different levels of beings to help the process, to help grow, to help direct. So the people outside the vortex will help people inside the vortex. So there are also beings inside the vortex that are also carrying out missions and doing what they need to do.
Mm, okay. And as you are helping direct those that are helping, are you able to see who directs those that are not helping? Who directs the ones that are creating the darkness in that funnel?
It's like when I saw that we are to grow up into the light, to grow up into this freedom, and the darkness tries to suck it back down into that hole, into the darkness. It's like there's another vortex the opposite direction. Ours goes into the light, the vortex goes into there's one that goes into darkness. And it's like at the bottom of that vortex is where it's almost like once it sucks it into the darkness. It's like opposite. Where we are light, they are dark, and Earth is really close to that middle point between the dark and the light. And the Earth wants to go towards the light, but the forces of darkness do everything they can to pull it back into dark. So that's like they come through this little hole. They're in the dark world, and we don't see them because it is darkness. It's another realm. It's almost like what we are in opposition to. So in order to win, we have to create light. Light is what defeats the darkness, and the darkness tries to block out the light. It tries to suck whatever they can away from the light, take it away.
Okay, so you're not able to see who's directing the darkness.
No.
Okay. Okay. So as you are part of this journey as Stephanie, it sounds like you guys are also coming inside the vortex to help as well.
Mm-hmm. We have
Okay.
to
Mm-hmm.
bring in light.
Mm-hmm. So what happens if the light doesn't win?
Light
What would
wins.
happen?
The light wins.
The light wins. Okay.
They're they they are not bad. The darkness is not bad. It's part of it. It's just part of it. It just wants more than what it's allowed to have. And we're here to make sure that they don't overstep the boundaries. They don't go past their line, because we can't have our vortex void of light. We can't have it. And they can have it all they want, but they're not allowed to go past their line. They're not allowed to go any further than where they are.
Okay. Okay. So the idea is to create balance.
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that the darkness is part of the evolution of growth?
Yeah, it's just part of it. It's just
Yeah, explain that more when you say it's part of it.
mm, that it's necessary. It's
Mm-hmm.
necessary
That's right. And why is it necessary
for growth. Just
for
like
growth?
if you have a seed in the ground, it can't sprout in the light. It has to sprout in the darkness. And then once it sprouts, it comes into the light. And then that's where we do our job. But we need that darkness to do its job under the soil to get things started, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not bad. It just they're doing what they're supposed to do, and it's all part
Ah,
of it.
yes. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So then, who directs the darkness?
Hmm.
Who manages them? You're managing the good light, you're managing the light. So, who manages the dark?
I feel like it's a mirror of what we have in the light. It's just the opposite. So they have their
Mm,
levels too, and they have, I see, like a same sort of, I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is, but it's just the opposite of us. It's a
mm,
same
okay.
authority levels. There's authority, maybe, or maybe I don't know if that's the right word, authority levels, but there's levels of beings that all start from the bottom that work their way up. Um, and so it works the same with them. There's there's the big dogs and the little dogs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, they have the same hierarchy as you.
Yes. Yes. Just
Okay.
opposite.
Just the opposite. Okay. And do they answer to God like you answer to God? Do they answer to God?
I feel like they do. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
feel like
then
they're
what
not
is the whole
bad.
purpose? You feel like they're not bad?
They're not bad. The whole purpose is to grow. Like everything is about growing. Like it's all about growing. That's why all of it. So while on as a person, you'll grow as a person, you can evolve from that and then grow as and grow more in awareness to the next type of being and then the next type of being. And so each race has different levels of awareness that they're capable of. And you can choose to ascend to, if you've grown and you can ascend to the next person. And I feel like that at some point that even in the darkness, like we will all experience that. It's not just like we're meant to experience, because it's all, we're meant to experience it all because it's all for growth. And so um so the darkness, I wouldn't equate it with evil, just like the light I wouldn't equate with good. It there's just levels, and it's where I'm growing. Even where I'm at, there's more to grow. I'm not gonna stay here forever. the point is to grow from this to the whatever's next. There's always more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So where would you go next? What's the next level for you?
The next would be not. I see like in like clouds like not in a body. Not in a body. There's no
Mm-hmm.
body
Okay.
where I would go next.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still a far way off. Still a far way off, but not as far as I used to be. Yeah, the next would be no body.
Okay. In that next level, when you don't have a body, what is the purpose of that level?
Oh, I just saw where this vortex, where we all were like surrounded by a bubble of like clouds, but the clouds are like where I would go next, like those um, um consciousness. It's like consciousness. It's like it's like a collective consciousness. I would be a consciousness that surrounds this everything. So
Mm,
there's like this consciousness outside of us that surrounds us like a bubble, but I haven't been able. I can see the clouds, but I am not. I don't. It's very thick and big, and there's lots to that. I won't know till I get there. They won't let me see till I get there.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want to go there.
Yes, I'm sure. So when do you decide to go there? What is it that you haven't learned in that lifetime that you haven't moved on to that level?
I don't. I keep hearing I'm not supposed to know.
Mm, okay. All right. So would you be considered Stephanie's higher self?
I heard part of. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. I hear a part of. A part
Oh,
of.
okay. So you are part of her.
The bigger part. There's a bigger part. Um, there is a higher self that I see that is but there is a higher self, and then there's 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 a higher self, and then me. So it's like these levels of higher selves, these levels, and just like the vortex, just like the rungs on the ladder, there's many levels. Or maybe it's not just, I feel like I've given her a part. She is a part of me. I she is I was able to separate a part of me to go where she's at. So yes, if it continues up the line, there's a cord that continues up to me, that comes all the way up. But there is also, yes.
Your higher self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all connected.
Mm-hmm. So I would like to go ahead and connect to her higher self. Your higher self. Everybody's higher self. Do I have permission to ask questions of her higher self?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So are you going to relay those answers or are we going to connect directly to the higher self?
Directly.
Wonderful. Okay. So Stephanie brought forth some questions today. All right. So she wanted to know if she is fulfilling her higher purpose by helping addicts find freedom.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is that what her life purpose is? Why she came here, or was that part of the purpose?
She's able to reach. She's able to reach them because of her story, because of her experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone has been to the depths of the dark, as alcoholics and addicts have been, when they come to the light is so much brighter. It is so much more powerful. And so that is why she chose to help the ones that are the hardest, because they have so much more light to bring.
Wow, that's beautiful. So how can she do this more successfully as she works with these people?
She's more successful than what she thinks. She sees a lot of heartache and a lot of relapse, but she doesn't see the light that she embeds in these people's life. They take it with them, and no matter what they do, they have that seed planted in them. And her, the only way she could do this better is to not worry about what anybody thinks, to just do what she knows to do, because she knows she loves really well. And that love is what brings the light.
Okay, wonderful. Will Trump take his rightful place as president publicly?
Um, this, I don't know why this makes me want to laugh, but I want to laugh. You, I feel like saying it's irrelevant, that it is a means to the purpose. It's that it's irrelevant whether he does or not. It doesn't really matter,
And tell us why.
because he's just a tool. A tool, not a tool like, but a tool to get, he it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't matter, because mm, that I it doesn't matter because we're the goal is not a president. The goal is to raise frequency. The goal is to go to the next level in the vortex. The goal is to go up. And he's being used to help people think, to help people go within. And it's been so frustrating, and it's for that is the what is needed to get people to go within. So that's all that it is. It doesn't matter if he does or doesn't, and that's not the point. It's the point is to raise people's awareness and to not even worry about that,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's just physical. It doesn't
Yeah, it's
matter.
right. Exactly. It doesn't affect what their lessons are in this lifetime, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. Like him not. Um, so if I've him not being there now causes those ones that support him to go within. And if he is to be in that, to go public, it's going to cause the ones that are against him to go within. So it is to his purpose is to uh, make, like, just like the darkness causes things to grow, his purpose is to help people grow, and it doesn't feel good in the growing, and the people that support him think it's just going to make everything magically better, but it's not. It's
Right.
just the waiting is where the growing is happening. The waiting is where people are going within and getting what they need. And it's not about having him as president. It's all about having what we need, which is to go within. And our hope is that you stop looking outside and go within.